Hi guys, Freddy here, welcome back to the desktop for another retro RPG. And this week I'll be continuing my plot through my Dungeons & Dragons collection. You see, I've been covering quite a bit of it the last few weeks, because I've returned to Games Mastering Dungeons & Dragons after a break of some 30 years. I believe I was around 14 last time I Dungeon Mastered D&D. That will be back in 1st edition AD&D, and now I'm running 5th edition for kids at my local community centre. I've done all the 2nd edition stuff I want to do at the moment, so it's time to move on to 3rd edition. So this week I would like to present this, the Dungeons & Dragons Conversion Manual by Skip Williams, which came out in the year 2000. You see, TSR, who'd published Dungeons & Dragons since it had been conceived back in the 1970s, had sold out, and Wizards of the Coast had brought them over, who were mainly known at that time as the Magic the Gathering people. They had brought out the collectible card game, and at that time it was making massively more money than the role-playing industry. So with some spare pocket change they went out and bought Dungeons & Dragons, which nowadays absolutely swamps Magic the Gathering in size. But back in the day, nope, it was Magic the Gathering, which was a much larger game. And in fact, when Hasbro bought out Wizards of the Coast, it was for Magic the Gathering, not Dungeons & Dragons at all. They basically got Dungeons & Dragons without knowing what to do with it. But let's go to the back cover first of all. So, Dungeons & Dragons, make the change. Your character is ready for the new Dungeons & Dragons game. Are you? You know where to start. Find the new D&D Player's Handbook wherever you buy games. We've made the change, now it's your turn. And the Player's Handbook cover there, August 2000, time to play, which is a nice little slogan. And basically this is like the other handbook, or the other pamphlet I showed the other week for AD&D, which covered the changes from 1st edition to 2nd edition. If we open up the cover, we've got a little table of contents, and we've got an introduction, which handles characters from earlier editions, how to handle the levels and adjusting experience points, how ability scores work, new names for old terms, so we can see Thaco has changed to attack bonus, priest spells are now divine spells, thieves are now rogues, magic resistance is spell resistance, memorize a spell is now prepare a spell, movement rate speed, non-weapon proficiencies have become skills, proficiency checks have become skill checks, Sphere of Priest skills have become their domain, and wizard spells have become arcane spells. And this is what this booklet does. It basically walks us through the rules of the latest version, what we know as Dungeons & Dragons 3rd edition, and converts AD&D 2nd edition to it. So we detail the exceptional scores and how they convert across to the new scores. So an 18-100 strength now converts across to a strength of 23. We detail the races, character classes, what's new about ability scores, exceptional strength, this no longer exists. And we just go through all the terms and how they work. It's not detailing much rules, it's just telling us how to convert them. What's new about character classes? Ability score maximums and minimums. There are no longer any ability score maximums or minimums for races. Ability requirements. There is no longer necessary to meet any ability requirements to qualify for a race. Half-Orc. Half-Orcs are now standard player character race. See Chapter 2 in the Player Handbook for details. Infravision. This racial ability no longer exists. It has been replaced by 2 similar abilities, Dark Vision and Low Light Vision. Racial characteristics. Specific powers and abilities that go with each race have been changed. See Chapter 2 of the Player's Handbook for details. We've got size. We detail how initiative works, how feats work, extra fighter feats, extra human feats to balance them up. Because in 2nd edition, the rather strange way they balanced humans against the other races was the extra races got bonuses to start off with, extra points of dexterity, constitution, resistance against diseases, ability to use bows and swords, etc. And humans got none of that, but the extra races got capped at a certain level. They later brought in the system where you gave out a percentage of your experience. So you had like a 10% experience penalty for playing a certain type of elf. But in 3rd edition, they boosted up the humans. Humans are more flexible than other races, so they gain extra feats. What else we got? We've got a bit going through all the skills or the non-weapon proficiencies from AD&D 2nd edition and detailing what skills they match up to. Characters with secondary skills, converting thief skills, how the thief skills convert across. Equipment, how they detail, character troubleshooting. My character has a spell or magic item that is not included in the new rules. Substitute a similar spell or item. My character has a weapon that is not included in the current weapon list. Substitute a similar weapon. These rules seem to be fairly straightforward how you convert a character here. I created my character with a kit. The various kits from 2nd edition game vary greatly with their impact and scope, but all are essentially little character classes. It can take a little fiddling to fit a kitted character, but it can be done. It talks about THAC0 and how armor class and THAC0 work in a far more sensible way in that both of them go up. So you add points as you go up levels and you get magical weapons, etc. They all add to your attack bonus, and armor class goes up as you go up levels, as you increase your dexterity, and as you gain better armor and magical armor. It all increases your armor class, so the attack bonus must exceed the armor class to hit. It's really straightforward. I have no idea why THAC0 was so complex in 2nd edition. Although, obviously at the time, I didn't think of anything. What's new about saving throws, what's new about spells, what's new about character classes. So we detail about bards, how they now have their own spell list. Clerics and priests, they are all clerics. Druid spell list includes 8th and 9th level spells and orisons. Hit dice. The new classes, so barbarian, monk and sorcerer classes have been added to the game. Multiple attacks. How thieves work, now they're called rogues. And we continue through, and we've got lists of spells here where the spell names have changed. A more accurate way of adjusting experience points to convert your characters across. There's dual class characters and multi-class characters detailing how they copy across to the new system. Converting old spells. Components, spell resistances, rename magical items. Spells you shouldn't convert. A few spells have been eliminated from the game altogether. These include the no alignment and any arcane healing or curative spell. Yep, arcane spellcasters aren't allowed to heal people. That's the job of divine spellcasters only. Converting old magical items, monsters and how they convert across. And that's us reached the end, really. It's just a wee brief look and a guide to converting. Very much as it says, the conversion manual. And that's us starting our journey into 3rd edition, which is going to be a lot shorter than the 2nd edition journey because I never games mastered it. I don't really have as much stuff for it. But I'll try and dig out some of the more obscure items I've got for 3rd edition, as well as doing the player's handbook soon. Anyway, as usual, thank you very, very much for watching. It is very much appreciated. And please like and subscribe if you like what I'm doing at all. But most of all, you look after yourselves. And I'll catch you later. Bye.